Do you struggle with early extension? Do you feel like you don't get enough turn by impact? Well, this tip's for you because we're going to give you the secret sauce to getting more turn in your downswing. So the secret sauce to getting more turn in your downswing is to feel like your left shoulder stays down in the early part of your transition and downswing move. And a lot of golfers get this wrong because the first move they'll make is they'll tilt their left shoulder way up too soon because they're trying to get the club to shallow from inside out. And they're using their spine to shallow the golf club inside out, mostly their rib cage, and they're not using their arms and their wrist angles to shallow the golf club. They're using their body posture, and once we start to elongate our left side, our rotation starts to shut down, and that's why we can't get enough turn by the golf ball. And so we have to create better turns and tilts to create better downswing motion. And so when I say tilts, in our backswing, we tilt to the left and then we turn and we combine those two efforts to create a backswing move. And when we create that tilt to the left, turn to the right motion, we're primed to start our downswing. The issue then becomes is, do we instantly level our shoulders before we get any rotation, or do we get our rotation, then start to tilt as we go around in our follow through? And so our tilts go tilt to the left on the way back, stay tilted to the left as we rotate towards the target. That by the time we get our shoulders parallel to the target, I like to see the shoulders get close to parallel to the ground. And then as we go into our strike, our right shoulder tilts down and we open up towards our target line and our follow through. So here's the magic move that has to happen to get a better turn through the shot. I like my players to learn to exaggerate the motion because I need this motion for a fraction of a millisecond, but I want you to do it for the entire downswing. And so the first way you would have it done, just to feel it out, is to put the club up on your shoulders, get to the top of your backswing, just make sure your left shoulder is pointed to the ground, and then keep that left shoulder turning to the ground as you rotate. Do not try and keep your head still. Do not worry that your spine's aligned in front of your hips or your torso's ahead of your hips, okay? Don't worry about any of that, okay? Because like I said, we're not gonna hit a golf ball looking like this. That's not the goal, not the mission. The mission is to learn how to create a rotation with our left shoulder tilted to the ground, because in reality, at real speed, we get to here, this is all I need, and most of you do this. And if you can learn how to tilt all the way around to here, feeling that left shoulder stay down and the right shoulder stay high, you're in business. So that left butt of my golf club should stay looking at the earth like I'm trying to trace a circle on the ground. If I can do that, we can now get some better turn through the hit. And I've even had players go to the top of their backswing, maybe 3/4 of a backswing, stay tilted and hit it, and try and hit it left with that excessive leftward tilt. So it'd be here, stay tilted down, rotate through the shot. Obviously not looking for a very good golf shot. I'm just looking for you to exaggerate the opposite motion in which you're doing. And so if you're the golfer that struggles, and when you record yourself and you see no hit turn at impact, or you see too much of your left shoulder from the down the line view when you try and make impact, this is a great drill for you, because you should look at it from the face on camera and watch and see, when do your shoulders level out? And what I mean by level out is, when do they get back to this place? Do they start rotating first and then get to level? Or is the first move you make tilting them to level and your shoulders are still pointed way to the right? So is it this motion, or is it this motion, so that when they tilt more to our target and not tilting to the right of my target? And so when you try this drill, don't be afraid to exaggerate, but it doesn't mean that you have to do it for that long of a swing in the downswing. This motion has to be short and violent but you have to learn what it's like first to rotate a lot and not care about the result of the golf ball. Learn how to rotate a lot, and then if you get to add that fraction of a millisecond we need to do that with a downswing, you're in business. Now, some of your concerns may be, well, coach, what if I come over the top already and I do that? You can get to the top, and you would come over the top if you do this and you powerhouse your hands out with your shoulder going back. But instead, if I'm at the top and I let the club fall behind me as I rotate, I'm in business. So as long as my hands stay passive and I'm not trying to actively push on it when I make this transition move, I can then throw it at the bottom, like I have in another video talking about how to square the face. You can now start to get a good chance to open up, rotate better, and hit the ball harder. So if you like this tip, leave a comment below. I'd be glad to help you out. Subscribe to the channel for more awesome videos like this one.